Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. This is for episode 12. It's called Brother's Keeper. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen this episode yet, you definitely want to watch it before you watch this review. This was one of the most entertaining, that's the word I'm going to use, entertaining episodes of Fear the Walking Dead that they've ever done for sure. I mean, this season has really been incredible. There's very few episodes this season where there isn't much happening. And in this one, we got to see kind of a sped up version of maybe like The Walking Dead Season 6 premiere where you have the huge zombie herd and they try to kind of steer it away and it's kind of set up and it's a huge story arc for The Walking Dead Season 6 where you see the mega herd come through and them kind of have a portion break off and then head towards Alexandria with no way out. This one was like a very sped up version of that. I mean, in one episode, we basically go from where the group at the ranch was at to getting to see this huge desert storm, sandstorm of zombies come through and basically clean house. So they try kind of the tricks that we saw in The Walking Dead Season 6 with putting the cars up and trying to kind of steer them away. But it doesn't work. So we have all of that going on, and you start get the RVs and stuff toppling over, and them having to kind of retreat back and being surrounded. A few pretty big character deaths, and one huge one, like I said, spoiler warning, the death of Jake in this one, which I really liked how they did this one as you're going through the episode, because as you're going through, you kind of have that last scene between Alicia and Jake, and you kind of get the idea that maybe that's the last the last sequence that they're going to have. I got that sense. I was like, oh man, they're going to kill Jake off. But then as they got into it, you see Troy and all the craziness that he's causing and all the crazy stuff he's doing, and it makes you think that that Jake is going to put Troy down. So it was really, really exciting, kind of this back and forth of just not being sure. At a point, I thought that Jake was going to shoot himself, and then Nick gets involved and hits him, and then he goes down, and then you see the zombie come in, and then they, it's like twist after twist after twist, right? It was good. And then they cut off his arm thinking they can save him, but then they go to head back, and another kind of twist here. It's like, okay, I've seen this before, right? They cut off the leg, or they cut off the foot, or whatever. They cut off the arm, and then they go back to their camp, and they put something around it to stop the bleeding and everything, and the person will survive. But in this case, it was nice because they got to go back, and it's like, oh shit, we can't go back. There's like a million zombies over here, so we're screwed. And you just basically see Jake, bleed out, or his time, just kind of run out, and then eventually turn into a zombie, and for Troy to have to put him down. So it was very chaotic and a lot of back and forth, a lot of kind of twists as you're going through here, and not a secure sense of what's going to happen because, of course, there's no comic book series to base any kind of predictions or thoughts on. And also, it's not a finale episode. It's not like your, episode 16, your final episode of the season, or mid-season finale, or big premiere. It's just a regular episode. It's like episode 12. A lot of times, even for the regular Walking Dead series, these episodes, episode 11, episode 12, can be some of the slowest of the whole season. And this, certainly for Fear, was anything but slow. So I really did love the episode, man. I'm going to say it's one of the most entertaining of Fear ever because you just have so much happening. You have good character stuff with, Troy, Nicholas, Jake, and then you also have Alicia in there, Ophelia in there as well too. Some of the others like Crazy Dog and Cooper, right? Who's in this one? It was just really, really entertaining. Now, there was a few things about it that I think could have been done better. Some of the voiceovers, you could tell that they voiced over some of Jake's parts there. Maybe that could be because of where they were filming. I don't know if the sand being everywhere or something like that, or the environment, or they just didn't record maybe his lines properly, so they had him voice it over afterwards. It definitely did take me out of the experience because doing video editing myself, you can never really match a voiceover to lip movement perfectly. It never looks right. I've tried it. I've spent hours on myself trying to do it in things that I've done myself, and it never quite looks right. And even in this too, even in a professionally done, TV series release that are, huge budget and everything, they still can't. I don't feel so bad. You can't match it. It just doesn't work, when you try to voice over something and have it match the person's lips as they're moving. We're so good at watching people talk and, so experienced that we can tell that it's a voiceover, and it just It didn't look right. So some of that was, here, it was okay. So I wouldn't say it's like the best episode they ever did, because there are some things that are, that weren't done the best. Some of the stuff near the end there. The zombies look pretty good, though. I have to say that. For Fear zombies, which they don't always look the best, they look pretty good. The CG looked pretty good. At the beginning, when you see Troy kind of go up and he does the shot and everything, I got to thinking that, maybe they won't show us like the huge herd, right? Because it's too expensive or something, and they might not be able to kind of do it in terms of budget. But they showed it to us with CG pretty good. We got the sense, like, you get the sense, okay, there's the sandstorm and everything. You're not really seeing it clear, but then you get Troy down there, and you start to get to see some of them. You start to get to see some of the zombies, and especially the end when they kind of crash into the wall that they've quickly, just put together very quickly, and it doesn't work. You do get the sense there's a whole ton of zombies. Maybe something similar to the season 2 finale when they go through the fence or the ranch gate, and it kind of pops off the hinges. It was really cool, and it definitely very exciting. That's for sure. And there were some really good scenes in it, too. Like, just some really good shots that I liked a lot. Getting to see kind of the CG zoom out and just the huge herd coming through near. Just before when they actually do kind of crash into the ranch. Also, the part where they kind of see that Troy is steering them with his grenade launcher is really funny because, they come onto the cliff and they're like, Jake's like, no. And then you see Troy, and then he just, like, he's like so tired. He's got his grenade launcher, and he turns around. He's like, I just got the sense of myself, like, when I saw him turn around, I just got the sense that he's like, thinking to himself, hey guys, how's it going? Oh, I'm not doing too much. Just steering like 1,000 zombies towards the range. Yeah. Oh yeah. How you guys doing? Are you okay? Okay, cool. Yeah. So what? It was just it's really funny because you just see him there, he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just losing my mind. It's cool. I'm destroying, the ranch because I got kicked out, and I'm upset about it. I haven't slept for like 3 days. So I really liked all the stuff with Troy in this one. I thought it was, pretty amazing, pretty fun, and just back and forth all over the place, kind of craziness. Him going to see Nick was funny. The scene where he sees him and everything. Nick feeling guilty, and Alicia points out that Nick does like Troy. You got him waking up. You got the knife, smoking. That shit'll kill you, Nicky. I like that, right? So there's some good lines in there too. There's some people complain sometimes that the lines are too pretentious, or the writing is too like. Like people wouldn't speak like that normally in real life, self-destructive, that kind of thing. Like, some of the lines that they say, like when Alicia says that to Nick, and I get it. I get it. I understand what that complaint, that maybe it does feel a little bit contrived, or feels a little bit unnatural the way they speak sometimes. But hey, you know what? Whatever. That was funny stuff. I liked when he goes and kind of visits him, and they get everybody together. Jake wants to leave, so they talk about that for a little while. And there's one weird part where Jake is like so beta when he like starts accusing her, like he's the victim of seducing him. It's like, oh god, like, oh my god, oh no, not that, right? It's like he's trying to like play victim, like she used him or something. It was a strategy, and he's being gamed or something. It's like, oh no, God forbid, worst things out there, right? And that's just like, like that is not a complaint. You cannot use that as a victim complaint. Okay, you can't do that. It's too beta for me. I just cannot deal with that shit. And also the fact that I feel kind of bad talking about it now because the character's been killed off and everything, but it was, I don't know. But after that, it was they killed him off. So, and also too, like, I thought about it for a second. I was like, when they cut the arm off, I was like, if he lives, they're going to have to CG that shit for the next year unless they put something on his arm. And so right away I was like, oh yeah, he's, or it was a twist, but then I was like, the thought occurred to me, there's no way he's going to be able to make it because they're going to have to CG his arm on forever. And they're just not going to do that. That's going to cost a lot of money. So yeah, there were thoughts like this, but it was still good twists and turns, and, them trying to get back to the ranch and having things not work out. I thought it was a nice change from what you're used to with characters always being able to do that. So Troy being nuts is a lot of fun for sure. And then he even talks about a bat hitting a ball. Like he likes the sound of guns being cocked and everything, and gunpowder and explosives. And Jake loves this stuff, and he talks about the sound of a bat hitting a ball, like him loving that sound. So I thought that was kind of a nice. I don't know if you want to call it an Easter egg for Negan or something, but it was kind of cool. It was there anyway, and I did like it. I thought that was kind of an interesting little maybe nod or just something they put in it's kind of like a, just kind of like a clever thing to put in there, and the writing was good. So the scenes when it all does come down and they start coming through, they start going underneath and everything like that, it was pretty exciting. It was pretty exciting. I especially liked when they started toppling over some of the RVs in that. I thought that was really cool. Some of the fight sequences were okay. Here and there it was like a little bit like, I don't know, Crazy Dog when he's like, stabbed him and stuff. I mean, I guess that would give you a bit of a testosterone boost, and you feel like superhuman as you're killing all these zombies and stuff. So it was okay, but I don't know. You get Ophelia in there; she's like fighting with some, and then you get Cooper in there who gets trapped, and that was a really good scene right there. Like there's hints at greatness and fear all the time, and sometimes they just blow past them. But this was a really good one when Alicia puts him down because he runs out of ammo and he's being eaten. She gives him a mercy kill, so that was good, and I did like to see that. And then they kind of all go and head into the pantry. So we'll have to see. I'll save my thoughts for what I think is going to happen next in the next few episodes for the predictions video, which I'll do right after this one. But, it was a really entertaining episode. I mean, I want to say it's like amazing. A few things here and there that weren't that clean, but, I do get the sense, though, that they're really they're really going for it this season. They're really trying, to bring us something that's very entertaining. They're throwing everything that they can at the wall and seeing what sticks with us. You got the character stuff in there, something similar to maybe with the knife. Rick and Shane back in season 2, something similar to that between the fight with Jake and Troy, Nicholas in there, and the talk of his father and stuff like that. So some really, really great stuff. The zombie herd that's thrown in there as well too in the desert is new and pretty cool. And then you got Alicia, and she's trying to become more of like a leader in the group and this kind of stuff, and get everybody to the pantry, and Ophelia in that. And it's pretty damn good, man. I mean, it might not be perfect, voiceovers and things like that, but you can't say that they're not trying. You can't say it wasn't enjoyable. It's very ambitious for an episode 12. That's the thing to me. I'm just thinking to myself, like, this episode must have cost a bit to put together, and it must have been hard to do in such a short period of time. I mean, this type of thing was a huge event in Walking Dead when we had a mega herd like that. And maybe it looked better than it does in Fear, but you just get the sense with this one that they're just kind of putting it in there. It's part of the story. They got all this stuff. They already killed a whole bunch of characters this season, Travis and Otto and everything, all this craziness. What's going to happen to Troy now that his brother's dead? How's Alicia going to feel when she finds out her boyfriend's dead? And, just really crazy episode, and I did enjoy it a lot. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I'd like to give it like a 10, like perfect, but I don't rank it just based on entertainment. Entertainment's a huge part of it, but also, we got to look at some of the things like, could it have been done better objectively? Could these scenes have been done better? Could the voice work have been done a little bit better? Yeah, probably. So you can't give it a perfect score because of that, at least not in the way I do it. But anyway, I really love the episode. Lots of great stuff in it. I really want to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again later tonight, I think. And send me lots of questions for this week, guys, for Q&A. This episode was so loaded. There's lots of things to talk about. For example, like, was Jake actually going to kill himself? I think he actually was there at a point. So write down your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Send through the questions. We'll do a predictions video in about an hour from now. I hope you guys liked it. And if you're sticking in with Fear, I hope that you find with season 3 that they're trying, and they're trying to connect with the fans. They're trying to give us as much as they can. That's what I see. When I look at this and I write everything down that was in episode 12, I look at it and say to myself, they are doing everything they can to try to make this work. So it's kind of like a relationship where someone's doing everything. It's like, are you going to break up or not? But then they're doing everything they can to try to work it out, right? It's like, that's the way it feels right now with Fear. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, like it. I finished the trailer today. It'll be posted in a couple weeks. So be excited for that on a Sunday, October. Not next Sunday, but Sunday after. So a couple weeks before Walking Dead. And excited for the rest of Fear. We'll be back in it pretty soon for the predictions and then for the Q&As this week. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, man. Really crazy stuff. Vicious episode. Fast-paced, vicious, craziness. I liked it a lot. So for this video, guys, we'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.